ever there was a lady with acting in her blood, then it's clearly my guest today. Yet she's got to the top of her profession without any help from her amazing family. 4 years ago, when she decided she wanted to change her image, she did it by doing exactly what she thought was right. So what is she like? Millions have asked that question. Let's see if she tells us today as I introduce you to Karishma Kapoor. Welcome to the program, Karishma. Your great-grandfather, your grandfather, your father, your mother, your great-uncles, your uncles, they were all film stars. Was it inevitable that you were going to follow in their footsteps?
Well, you can actually say that it is in my blood. So yes, I always wanted to be an actress. I dreamt about it when I was very young, and I still think about it now.
So, you know, you were also the granddaughter of the legendary Raj Kapoor. Did you ever discuss this with him?
Well, contrary to what people think, that myth that, you know, no Kapoor girl was allowed to join the profession, he knew. In fact, he used to tell me and advise me, and something that I've strongly believed in. He always told me that whatever you want to do in life, give your 100% to it. Because if you aim right for the top, you'll land up on the tree.
So in many ways...
I always aimed high.
And in many ways your determination was in fact strengthened by him.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, although you were born into this great Kapoor Khandan, I gather you actually had a very simple, unspoilt childhood.
Yes, I think my mother gave us the most normal upbringing that, I mean, any child could ever have. We went to school by school bus. We had lunch in the Bombay gym, like school lunch with all the other children. We used to walk from Cathedral School to Bombay gym across the roads. And I used to get like pocket money every alternate day to have an ice cream. So like any normal child, in fact, my mom used to come to school and tell the teachers that please treat my children like any other child. They shouldn't get any special treatment, or you shouldn't, you know, look at them differently.
In fact, I gather there's an amazing story. They used to give you very limited pocket money, and you once got on a train and got lost and had terrible trouble.
Yeah, actually that was when I joined college. I used to go with my friends in Lokhandwala. That's when we just shifted. And by mistake, instead of catching the fast train, I got the slow train and I landed up somewhere completely different. And I guess it taught me a lot that I should be more aware and realize what's happening. So it was really fun. I think my growing up years were a lot of fun and very normal.
Your friends say that Karishma always knew what she wanted and she was always determined to get it.
Yeah, you could say that. Like, I was not academically inclined. I wasn't a very good student, if I may admit myself. But I knew that I had to do it. I had to apply myself and get through school. So I was fairly, I mean, I did pretty well. Like in my final year, I got like 71%, which was amazing.
Incredibly good.
Yeah, so I think in fact, the whole Kapoor family was, firstly, she's passed, like, you know, for a Kapoor. And yeah, I was very determined.
Bhavna Sumaya tells a wonderful story. I don't know if it's true. Let me ask you. She says that when you were 7, you were determined to wear a bikini and embarrassed your father over it.
Yeah, actually, you know, we always used to go to the Breach Candy swimming club. And so I guess she must have been interviewing my father, and I must have come and said, come on, hurry up and take me right now. I want to go for my swim. So in fact, she told me this as well.
Now, your first shot at acting happened while you were at school. You acted as Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Do you remember the play?
Yeah, in fact, I used to take part in all the school plays, debates, everything, elocution. I used to be the first one ready to recite my poetry because I had like mugged it up like for days on end. And I remember that play. In fact, I've even played Jesus Christ. And I'd worn,
Jesus Christ.
And I'd worn my mother's yoga dress, like her kurta, a white kurta as a robe. I'd taken it to wear it, and a dupatta from her. And I'd acted in a lot of school plays.
So acting was something that not only gave you great joy, but did you also do it because it was a way of avoiding studying and avoiding books
Yeah,
and
I
lessons?
guess I made it through with this, because I was good at this. I was dramatics captain, class monitor. I was really into all the other activities as well.
So I suppose it's not surprising that you took up professional acting at the very young age of 16.
Yeah.
But was it a difficult decision to actually embark on a career?
Well, you know, my mum always told me that it's not going to be a bed of roses. It's not what you think, that, oh my God, it's so easy, you just go there and just, I mean, start performing. It's a lot of hardship, a lot of hard work. I mean, your blood, sweat and toil is going to go into this, because I'm sure if you're going to do it, you want to do it well. I mean, whatever you do. I said, but I'm prepared for it, because I always wanted to be an actress, because it was a passion for me. I wanted to act. I never joined this line for the glamour or for the money or to be on a magazine cover. I did it because I enjoyed to perform.
So it's an actress that you want to be, not a
Yes.
star.
No, I wanted to be an actress. I guess being a star comes bag and baggage with, I mean, the entire setup of being in the line.
But it meant at one point in time that you had to almost drop out of college. Was that a relief or was that a regret?
I think it was a relief. I mean, I went to college because I wanted to be the first Kapoor to join college. To go to college. I went to Sapphire's. I was there for just a couple of months, and then I sat like my mum down, and then I told my entire family that what am I doing here? I'm just bunking classes, sitting around in the canteen, going to watch movies. I mean, I want to do something worthwhile. And so what if I'm young? I completed my schooling. I've done whatever you wanted me to do. Now I want to do what I want. I mean, what I like, what I love to do. And they were like, fine, if you're mentally prepared for it, then why not?
But did it also mean that you missed out on some of the carefree fun and some of the irresponsibility that teenagers automatically
I
indulge
guess,
in?
when I see my sister today, I do feel that, she's been able to enjoy a lot more than I did. But, I was so focused and so determined to do what I wanted to do, to be an actress, that I don't regret not going through all that. Because I think being on the sets, having that chai and that broken glass and sitting on that rickety chair was much better than, enjoying and going partying or whatever.
In this image of being focused, being determined, is so different to the screen image one has of you, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess on screen I'm much more bolder and I do more daring things.
In fact, looking at you on screen, one gets the impression that you're jovial, gregarious, that you're always partying and discoing. I'm told the truth is almost the opposite.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm a very boring person. I don't like to go out partying. I don't go out clubbing. I'm a very homely person. I'm a typical Cancerian. I love being at home, watching TV, spending time with my family, just eating a home-cooked meal.
Are you a shy person, a reserved person?
I wouldn't say I'm really shy, but I'm a reserved person. I like to be by myself. I'd rather like just be on my own.
So do you have a lot of friends, or do you actually just a small circle?
No, I have a lot of friends, though I have a very few close good friends, and I think my mum is my best friend, and my sister.
It's often said in the articles about you that, in fact, your mother is the person you consult the most, and she's guided you in many ways. Is that true?
Well, I think whatever I am today is thanks to my mother.
And your sister and you were the only two children in the family.
Yes.
Did you grow up together?
Yes, we're more friends than sisters. And a lot of people ask me that, what advice do you have for your sister now that she's joining the line? But, it's actually she who advises me. I'm always running to her that, oh, now what do I do? What should I say? How should I handle, a situation?
You mean she's taken the role of being the elder and the more mature one?
Yeah, it's the other way around.
When you were young, of course, you were very protective of her. I gathered that there were holy parties where you used to sort of shield her from all the colour and the water.
Yeah, I think we're very protective of each other, even now.
And now that your sister Karina is about to become an actress like yourself, are you worried that the world is going to compare you, see you as rivals?
I know there is going to be a lot of comparison, but I think we've accepted it and we're going to deal with it. Though, she's my blood. The more successful she is, and the more people, welcome her and accept her, the more happy I'll be.
Except that the press will always have a tendency to try and prize you apart, to make it look as if you're jealous of her.
Yeah, no, not at all. I don't think that can ever happen.
Tell me this, being a reserved person and being a person who doesn't like partying and socializing but prefers to stay at home, has it been difficult being an actress? Because part of the job is to project a personality, and that's something you hate doing.
No, I think I've always believed in myself and my work will speak for me. I don't have to attend a party or, like make extra phone calls to directors or producers to take me, or if I attend, for example, a cassette release party, that they're going to take me in the next film. I think it's my work that should speak for myself, and if somebody really wants to cast me, they will cast me because I'm a good actress, not because my PR is very good. I've always believed in that.
So though you're reserved, I also get the feeling you're a very confident and self-assured person.
Yeah, I'm a self-respecting person, yes.
And do you ever have moments of doubt?
Yes.
Do you ever question yourself?
Oh yes, most definitely. I question myself and think that, am I doing the right thing? Is this the way to be? But I really believe, I believe in myself and
in
my
destiny
capabilities.
as well? Do you believe in destiny?
And I believe in destiny, that, whatever has to happen is going to happen. So there's no point in fretting over it and trying to change the course of what is eventually going to happen.
And do you believe that there's a destiny for Karishma Kapoor?
Yes, there is. When I joined the line, the way people thought that a fair actress or a light-eyed actress could never make it to the top. I mean, they could never make it, forget about being accepted by the Indian audience, by the masses. For me not having any backing and joining this line, for people feeling, oh, she's from a Kapoor family, you know, we can't cast her. For not having any of the top banners and still, I mean, making a mark in a position for myself, I think there is a destiny.
And this is an example where the destiny and your own confidence both
Yes,
came together.
both together, yes.
Okay, let's take a break there, Karishma. I want in part 2 to talk about what you've made of that destiny and the screen roles that you played.
Yeah.
Don't go away. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. See you then. Welcome back. My guest is Karishma Kapoor. Karishma, you became an actress without ever really training to be one. Did that in a strange way make it easier?
I think the plus point with me was that I joined when I was so young. So I've learned from my mistakes, the kind of films that I did. I've learned how to deal with the film industry. So I think that was the way I learned, actually.
When you say you
The
learned
beginning
from,
years were like a training ground for me.
when you say you learned from your mistakes, did you actually watch yourself and physically correct yourself in your bedroom or something?
All the time, not like at home, but all the time. I mean, even today when I come home, I rewind what I did the whole day. Did I do this right? I mean, was this correct? Should I have done it like that?
So
I'm always doing that, always.
The secret is to be your own best critic.
Yeah, definitely. I can't, you'd be surprised to know that I cannot sit and watch myself on screen. Like at a trial of my movie, I cannot just aram se sit down and just say, oh, fine.
Why? Because
I'm
you
always on my toes and I'm like, oh God, I should have done this like that. Why didn't I do this? I should have remembered. I'm always doing that.
Okay, let's talk about some of the roles. You first hit the big time in a really enormous way with movies like Raja Babu and Khuddar. And yet, at the same time, the press branded you a sex symbol. Were they being unfair?
Well, I don't think they really branded me as a sex symbol. But yes, I was connected to those bold kind of songs and very massy kind of movies. So, you know, every actress, if you see in the history of films, I mean, for the last 50 years, they've always had to struggle and go through a certain grind, certain amount of criticism to reach up the ladder. Be it if you see Hema Malini ji's earlier films, Vajayanti Mala ji, or like Madhuri Dixit, or I mean Sridevi ji, I mean all of them, they've had to go through. I mean, even Madhuri's been through the dhak dhak phase and the choli ke piche kya hai. You have to go through a certain amount of, you have to go from right down to the top. If you start from there, then where do you go? You have to come down.
You
So I think it's been gradual.
You said something very interesting. You said it was the songs. And I was going to just ask you, to what extent was that image a product of the roles or your looks? And to what extent was it, in fact, the product of songs like Sarkai Lo Khatiya and Sexy, Sexy?
Well, you know, I think I was wrongly, I don't know, alligated or whatever you might say, but because, you know, I was just, I mean, an 18, 19-year-old, I mean, trying to be sincere to my job and just do what I was being told. I never did it with any malice in my heart. Like I always said that if it did disturb anyone's sentiments, I'm really sorry, but I never meant to do that. I was just trying to be sincere. You see, if I didn't do it, it would have been, oh, she's being unprofessional, she's throwing tantrums. I mean, we are telling her to do something and she's not doing it. And if I did it, it was like, oh, how could you do this?
So it's a catch-22.
So either way, yeah, it's a catch-22 situation. Because if I hadn't done all that...
Have people made you sound as if you should be regretful or apologetic?
No, not at all. I think, you know, I think that entire phase, I must tell you, whatever I went through, I think has made me a better person and a better actress. Because I learned to deal with situations in my life. And, I mean... there was a time when, yes, I used to cry myself to sleep and be like, what wrong am I doing? I'm just trying to prove myself and be a professional actress and just be sincere. And why is all this happening with me? And I think that made me a better actress and made me more determined that, yes, I'll do it. I will show the world. I will do it.
Yet the
I'll prove
irony is
myself.
that, you know, side by side with the criticism, which was clearly unjustified because you have a right to do what you want to do, but side by side with that, was the incredible hit pair that you and Govinda made. What do you think was the secret of that?
I think it's our passion for dancing. I think we both love to dance. I mean, even when I was young, I used to watch John Travolta, and while my growing up years, Janet Jackson and Paula Abdul. And even now, like when I watch Britney Spears, I love it. Like, you know, watching different style of dance. When I watch Ricky Martin, I think I love to dance. And I think me
And
and
he does
Govinda
too?
and Govinda loves to dance. And that just connected. And I think that made the screen
Did
pairing
something
between
else
us.
also happen? Not just with Govinda, perhaps with the director who was common, David Dhawan,
Yes,
that he
yes.
brought the best out in you?
Yes, most definitely, because he's the kind of director who's very spontaneous. It's at the moment on the set, whatever you do. So I think we've all grown together, and like it was our struggling years together. So I think the chemistry just clicked. It just worked. It just worked.
Now, of course, your screen image began changing quite dramatically with Raja Hindustani. But were you
Yes.
at the time aware that this movie was going to be a sort of change for you?
Actually, when the director came to me with this movie and he narrated the film to me, and actually he was one of the first few directors who actually gave me that kind of a role, that kind of substance for me to, you know, that time I guess I was very young and I was just playing the teeny bopper kind of roles where I could perform and play a young lady from being a young girl into a young woman, of having a lot of sensitivity in the character and having emotional scenes, having a lot to do. And somewhere, I guess he believed in me and I believed in Raja Hindustani, and that made the film what it is.
And on that night, when the Filmfare Awards in '96 were being announced, were you tense and nervous? Or were you already confident, I think I've done it?
No, I was tense and nervous, though there were other good performances. But I know my performance in Raja Hindustani was an overall thing. It had everything. It had glamour, it had performance, it had mass appeal, it had
It had emotion and
everything. It had
passion.
emotion, passion. It had the classiness, as people say, the class that should be there in a film.
So in fact, in a
heroine.
way, you were saying to
It was
yourself,
an
I'm going to win it.
all-rounder character for a top actress of all-rounder Indian film heroine, what she should be. So in that way, I said that I did have an edge in that way.
And the next movie, Dil To Pagal Hai,
Yeah.
won you the National Award.
Yeah.
Yet I gather you heard the news of that in a rather strange way,
Yes,
didn't
I
you?
did, because I had no idea. I had no clue. I never even thought in that direction. And I think, like you say, it's destiny, because I must tell you that I was offered Dil To Pagal Hai earlier, much earlier, and I was like, yeah, Shankar, I have, like, I don't think I have much to do. And anyway, then that fizzled out, and it went to all the other actresses, every other actress in the Indian film industry, and finally it came back to me. And when it did, like my mum and my sister and me were like, there has to be something to it. I mean, it's made an entire circle and it's come back. I think you should do it because it's meant for you. And when I heard the role again, when it was revised and the entire script was ready, I was like, this is me, I have to play Nisha.
So this is destiny again.
Yes, it was. And like I came to know about it, I was in doing the world tour, and I think we were in Toronto or somewhere in Canada. And in fact, it was Tabu, the actress, who called me and said, congratulations, you've done it. I said, done what? What are you talking about? Oh, you won the national award again. Oh, great. She goes, are you mad? You won the national award. I said, for what? She goes, for Dil To Pagal. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, and we've just come back from the show around 3 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up my mum and my sister, and they were like, we couldn't believe it. I think it was one of the most memorable moments of my life.
Now your forthcoming films are perhaps likely to do much the same thing again for you. Another shift in career. You're doing Zubeda with Sham Benegal and Fiza with Khalid Mohammed.
Yes.
Are you excited about them?
Oh, most definitely. You know, in fact, there was a time when everybody asked me, you know, you've had so many hits, you've proved yourself, you won awards and you've got, you know, your acclaim or whatever. And now in 1999, you've had 4 hits. Now what? I mean, are you going to continue? I mean, what are you looking at? And at that stage of my career, Zubeda happened to me. Shamji offered me Zubeda, and Khalid offered me Fiza. And I think it's a dream role. They are dream roles for any actress to play. I couldn't have asked for anything better at this point in my career.
And they're definitely not the normal run-of-the-mill
No, they are
Bollywood
not.
roles.
Not at all. I think it's actually we give it the titles art cinema, parallel cinema, commercial cinema. I think a role is a role, but it's a dream role. I mean, I can't believe that I've actually got roles like this. And I think it's happened at the right time. Like, I must tell you, I've never planned or manipulated anything in my career. that, oh, you know, you should have a release now and then this will happen and then, you know, this should be planned like this. I've never done anything. Like in 1999, I didn't have a release. And I'm sorry, 1998 and 99, I had like so many releases and they did well. I never planned it. Whatever happened just happened to me.
This is destiny
in
again.
the same way, Zubaida and Fiza have happened to me.
Tell me, you have everything happening for you. You've done over 50 films, yet you're just 25. Where do you go next?
Well, I just want to continue trying my best, trying to give good performances, trying to enrich myself as an actress. I think I've done what I had to do as the commercial way of being a Bollywood actress.
So it's now quality roles?
Yes, today I'm enjoying my work more. I can sit back and relax and not be running from one set to another trying to prove myself. Here, like when I act in a Zubaida or a Fiza, I can just think about my performance and just give myself to that.
So it's challenges you're looking for?
Yes, I'm looking for challenges. Like Dil To Pagal Hai also was a challenge because I was working with Madhuri Dixit, someone who I've looked up to and I've idolized. And there I was like, I mean, in a role like straight parallel with her. So that was a challenge. Now when I act with Shyamji, he's worked with great actresses like Smita ji and Shabana ji, and today he's chosen me to play a title role in his film. So that's another kind of a challenge, another kind of high.
I also get the feeling that in fact it's recognition as a good actress that you're now really looking for.
Yes, I think I have had that recognition also, but I think in this way as well, like when a director of the caliber of Shyam Benegal, of being like, as you say, in an art film or meaningful cinema, let's put it. Yes, I am looking for that. I want to do meaningful roles. Yes, I am.
My last question. You're 25, you're beautiful, you're eligible. What about marriage?
I think it will come in time. I think whatever I do in life, I want to give my 100%, like I have to my career. I think when I get married, I'd like to give that my best shot as well. So I
but
think
not immediately.
Not in the near future. I know there are a lot of rumors floating about, but I just like to say that when I do decide to get married, I would like to tell the world, because I think it's something to be proud of, not ashamed. And I think I owe that to my fans and the strong supporters who have supported me over the years. I think I'd like everyone to know the day I decide to get married.
Karishma Kapoor, thank you for a wonderful